Happy Constitution Day to all Americans. You are truly a blessed people. Truly a blessed people to live in the land of the free. Free from government intrusion. Free to worship. Free to practice your religious faith without any government intrusion. You're free because of that Constitution. You're free to speak. The Constitution was created to limit governments and its overzealous hands into the private affairs of its citizens and the church. Before the Constitution, every one of you that came from Europe, Great Britain, every one of you were not born free. Every one of you were born subjects of the crown. That very phrase means you're not free. You're owned by the government. Well, in the United States of America, we are free people. We are not owned by a king or a government. We are free. We're totally free. With that freedom comes great responsibility and a requirement to protect that freedom. Freedom is not free. And every day the government will push you to see if you know that you're free. They will test every limit because government loves power. And they will push and push and push. And if you don't know your freedoms, they will take your freedom away from you. Freedom to speak freely. The freedom to worship and serve Christ by the dictates of your own conscience. So today, I wish you all a happy Constitution Day. Do you know the saddest thing about Constitution Day? Nobody knows it's Constitution Day. That's the sad thing about it. It should be our biggest celebration of the year as a nation. Even more than July the 4th. Even more than Labor Day. Constitution Day. When every child in America should be forced to read that Constitution. Have it explained to them. Because truly, it is the document alone that provides you that freedom. Without that document, government would infringe on your rights. Without that document, you are not free. So I wish you all a happy Constitution Day. With that said, ironically, your favorite professor will not be on tonight, Tuesday night, because tonight is a required religious observance in our faith. And tonight is Yom Teruah, which means the Feast of Trumpets or the Day of Shouting. And so tonight when the sun sets, we start the first day of the 7th month, the most sacred month on the biblical calendar. That number 7. During the 7th month, there are many religious observances towards our God, Yahweh. And so tonight, we begin that great 7th month celebration. And at 7:30 tonight, we will be live streaming for those that are not able to gather with the house of Israel, as is commanded in the scriptures. So we try to provide a way for you to gather with the house of Israel. And then tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock, we'll be live again, worshiping for the great Day of Trumpets, Day of Shouting. It is a great celebration, Yom Teruah. So anyway, we look forward to you streaming with us tonight. So Professor Toto will not be on tonight, and it's how ironic on Constitution Day, right? I do love the United States Constitution. I fight for that Constitution. You know, many of you may not know this, but do you know during the COVID scamdemic, when the government tried to get us to force our church to shut down, and we refused because we know our rights. Do you know that I got a phone call from a reporter, and he said, I would like to interview you. And I agreed to the interview, and it was about a court case that we had won against an entire government entity. I won't go into all the details, but he said, your letter that you wrote defending your rights to not take the COVID vaccine just won a major lawsuit for a young lady against her university and against the Department of Education. And of course, this girl got a lot of money out of that. And I was shocked. And then he wrote an article, you can find it on Reuters News, where he said that our little ministry shook up the nation. Our ministry rocked the nation. He said they were not expecting what came their way. I want to tell you why that is. Because of something called the Constitution. When you know your rights. Now you are to abide by all laws as long as those laws are legitimate and they do not infringe upon the basic rights given to you in the United States Constitution. The Constitution is actually the enemy of the government, not the people. The Constitution is hated by the government. I mean, think about it. A horse hates a bridle, does it not? The Constitution is the bridle of the government. It literally stops them in their tracks. And so we are grateful people today, are we not? We are a grateful, grateful, grateful people. So happy Constitution Day to all of you. May Yahweh bless you and keep you. May His face shine upon you. You're welcome to join our live stream tonight, where I will be preaching on the great Feast of Trumpets, the day of shouting, Yom Teruah. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.